All right, everybody. So I'm pulling up one of your projects to talk about how we can do movement. And right now, if I were to grab a pencil, I don't really know where I'm supposed to be looking at here. Maybe it's kind of a path like that, but it's not super clear. So we're going to do some things to see if we can make this a little bit more clear as far as what direction we're going to move. And we also want to put a little bit of proportion in there, make sure our sizes are correct, and so the first thing I'm going to do is just make sure that all these circles are the same size, and you can do that by putting one on top of another, and just making sure that our proportions are correct. I want to make sure that all my sizes are going to match and are good that way. So I'll do the same thing to all these. I'm not going to take the time right now to do that perfectly, but let's just say that I did. And then let's think about how can we kind of show some motion here, and maybe even some overlap to give it some three-dimensionality. So if your favorite movies are, one of them is Paw Patrol, maybe we could do something like this to kind of show that those two go together. And then we have some goals right here, so I'm going to push this off to the side. And it looks like educational goals, so maybe that kind of goes like that. And then we have some animals, so we could, and you can see I've doing a little bit more overlap. So we want to make sure our pictures are next to these text boxes. So maybe I'd put this over here, and let's just pull it a little bit into the margin. That purple line is your margin. You don't want to generally go past it with your text. And then, so maybe I'm going to put a couple of these right here. It'd be good to stay consistent to try to just do one. And then we have a musical taste right here, and we have a couple of images. So again, for our sake of proportion, let's make sure that these are the same size. And I'll just make that about the same size there and put this one on top and do the same thing. And then let's make sure that these guys are fitted correctly. So I'll go into my frame fitting button and give it a chance to do that. And maybe put those up there. Oops. Let's grab the musical tastes here and just push it down a little bit. Maybe center it. Okay. So thinking about, I do have a little bit of proportion control now. It would be good to maybe get all my images the same size. And honestly, if you're going to do two in some of them, you should probably be consistent and do that in all of them. So I'd maybe have two different images here, and trying to keep the same sizes. So I want to pay attention to proportions. Maybe I would have two different movies in these images right there. Now I'm starting to see a little bit of a flow. I could see it goes that way, then that way, then that way, then that way. If I wanted to, I could maybe have some shape that would help me kind of define this a little bit better. So maybe like a circle. And again, using the concept of proportion, I'm going to send that just above my background. Maybe I could even put some arrows in there if I wanted to, but for now I'm just going to use this black line to kind of direct the eye. And maybe we could even use some other things to kind of hint at the direction. So maybe I could kind of do something like this to kind of show that the composition is moving this direction. And then I can just duplicate these and use them like that. So the point is now I can see that, and then maybe even I put my title in the middle to kind of, I don't know, give it somewhere to go. But I think this would work. So I have some motion now. I can definitely draw a line as to where I want to go. There's proportion. The proportions are correct, and the sizes are correct. We're matching them, and we have a place for my eye to travel. I know where I'm going to be flowing here. And then, there's still some work that needs to go into the headings, that they should be standing out because we want to have our hierarchy. And right now, this one's lacking that. And whatever font you're going to use, try to be consistent. So, I'm using a Cambria Math regular. So down here, I'd want to do the same thing. And we have a 15-point font and maybe go all caps, just like we did on the other one. Pushing that in the middle, etc. Some of these have bullets, some don't. So just, be consistent and make sure your title has the greatest draw to the eye. So, go really, really, really big on your title and make sure it stands out. If I wanted to, I could probably pull all this stuff down so that my title has some room to breathe. And now we've incorporated proportion and movement into this as well.